Hello everyone and welcome to Siriana Tarot. This is a you versus them love reading for Gemini. We'll explore your energy, the energy of the person on your mind, and the dynamic between you, not to fix or chase anyone, but to support your clarity, self-trust, and emotional steadiness. As always, take what resonates and leave the rest. Clear messages, advice, and guidance. For my Geminis, please. All right, Gemini, your person's energy is the Two of Swords. Your energy is the Eight of Pentacles. All right, and what's going on between the two of you, we see the Three of Cups in reverse. So it does look like there may be some sort of third-party interference here. Now, it could be a romantic rival, but it can also be gossip. It can be friends. It can be family. It can be a group of people, right? But we see the Sun card, Leo energy. So maybe you're dealing with a Leo or somebody with strong Leo placements. I do think, especially with this particular Sun card, this person does feel a soulmate connection here with you, Gemini. Pay attention to repeating twos. Okay, you may be seeing 22 or 222 often with this person, around this person. The Two of Spears, though, tells me that they're mirroring you and they're holding back. And it looks like, Gemini, with the Eight of Pentacles, you're kind of focused on your work and you're kind of focused on like everyday routine, building something here, but not particularly focused on this connection. Now, the Two of Spears or the Two of Swords here may also indicate that this person has a choice in love between you and someone else. You may be aware of that, and I feel like if that's the case, Gemini, you kind of feel like, I'm not going to pay too much attention right now. I'm not going to be in a pick-me energy. I'm just going to focus on myself, and that's exactly what you need to be doing. All right, we see the Seven of Swords. So we see the Two of Swords and the Seven of Swords, the Nine of Swords. Your person is definitely feeling a bit anxious, maybe even losing sleep over this. I do think your person needs to come clean to you about something, most likely about this third party or some sort of gossip that they've heard, or maybe some sort of gossip you've heard. They're viewing you as the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. So they see that you're not waiting around. They also see that you're not fully investing in this connection. And I think they have an idea of why. And I think this person knows that they need to come clean with you. The Eight of Treasure or the Eight of Pentacles again tells me that you might be burying in yourself. You might be burying yourself in work right now, or you're building something, or you're just focused on your finances, your health. And we see the Eight of Swords in reverse. So repeating twos, repeating eights, definitely pay attention to angel numbers here, Gemini. But the Eight of Swords in reverse tells me that you feel like maybe you dodged a bullet here. Or, you're no longer going to be sitting around and overthinking this connection because it's really been taking more from you than it has been giving. All right, and you're viewing this person as the Three of Pentacles. So this is somebody who's definitely in your energy. They could be a friend, they could be a coworker, a neighbor, you name it, someone you see out and about. But with the Three of Pentacles, I think you do see that there's a lot of potential here. Like, you two are really compatible, you work well together, you want the same things, you like the same things. But whether you're aware of this third party situation or not, you recognize that there's something off, okay? And with the Three of Cups energy in reverse, I do think that there's a soulmate connection because it does take us back to the Two of Cups. But I also feel like there's something interfering, or someone, gossip possibly. Now, your person is viewing the connection as the Hermit card, Virgo energy. So I do think this person has been maybe a little bit less accessible, or mirroring you, because it doesn't look like you're making yourself super accessible to them right now, Gemini, but they're definitely looking at all the details. They're trying to find answers. And you're viewing the connection as a Tower, Aries, Scorpio energy. So it may be something you heard or something that you found out that was really shocking or surprising that kind of changed everything. Because I do get an element here of like this connection being something that makes you or made you really happy and really excited. But then boom, you heard or you saw something that made you question everything. And you certainly are questioning everything here, Gemini, with the Strength card in reverse. The Strength card in reverse is Leo energy, and it's kind of like you're not super confident about this person or about this connection. You're not super confident or as confident as you once were. Now we have triple eights coming through here, so do a pin again. Angel numbers, I think, are gonna be your friend during this time, if you will. All right, Gemini, let's see what we need to know about this person. All right, we see trust. So this person, I feel like they can trust you, Gemini, but I feel like they know that there's some trust issues here. Okay. Now we see family. Some of you, it could be family issues that are causing problems. And again, that can be a lot bigger than we think it is, right? Like you might have found something out about their family or seen the way their family interacts or meddles in their life or, you know, whatever it might be, that made you sort of second guess or question this connection. All right, and we see healing. So I do think this is somebody that does want to get on the same page with you, Gemini. I feel at the very least they want to offer you an apology. I think they also know they need to come clean, because I can see this person losing sleep over this, over you switching up your behavior, them knowing that either you found something out or trying to figure out what you heard or what you saw that made you change up your behavior and not want to invest in them anymore. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what we need to know about them. All right, so we have addiction. So now addiction can obviously be things like drugs and alcohol, but addiction can also be something that's just holding them back, something that they really need to get out from under. Okay. And we see the sword and the rose. I do like this because I think not only does this person know they need to come clean with you, Gemini, or they need to clear something up, or they need to address what's going on, I do think that they're going to come in with communication and with truth. Something that maybe they've been withholding, or something that they didn't want to talk about. Okay, or something that was confusing for them, because for some of you it's gossip, and we have to be careful about gossip, right? What is the source of the gossip and whether or not it's true. Remember, we are in a Mercury retrograde in Cancer, and Mercury retrograde can be a tricky time with communication. You know, there can be misinformation, misunderstandings, misinterpretations. So I do think like this clarity is paramount for this connection. All right, your energy we see ascending. So transcending obstacles, learning, expansion, new phase, and preparing for union. Some of you really were preparing for union with this person, and then there's been this tower moment, okay? Others of my Geminis, I feel like you are ascending right now. This Eight of Treasure and the Eight of Swords in reverse tells me that you are, you know, that you're focused on yourself, regardless of what happens here or happened, and no matter how much this has affected you emotionally. I do think you're working on building up your strength and courage and your confidence. I think you're very well equipped or well prepared to move away from this connection if you have to. But I also feel like there's an energy within this card of saying like, I'd be willing to work on this connection if I really get the truth, and the truth is not a deal breaker. All right, and we see karmic relationships. So fleeting, triggers, turmoil, resentment, lessons, letting go and loving you. Some of you, there's a karmic situation that's getting in between the two of you. All right, for others of my Geminis, you've come to terms with, you know what, maybe this wasn't the connection that was meant for me. And with a very heavy heart, there's a tower moment here, but I'm acting accordingly and I'm moving off in a different direction. Okay, so you'll know which camp you fall in, and please let me know in the comment section down below, you know, how this is resonating with you. All right, so let's see what else we need to know about this connection. What else do we need to know about this connection for my Geminis? All right, true love. So this love is emotional, physical, and unconditional. So, I mean, and this is a very loaded statement, right? True love. But what I take away from this energy is, even if this was a short-lived connection, someone you were just flirting with, or somebody you were with for a long time, I do want to say that there were or there are real feelings here, okay? And we see wait, the timing isn't quite right. So I also feel like this is about getting more clarity before you make your final decision. Now, there may have been other things in the way, but I feel like Spirit's saying, don't make a snap decision just yet if you don't have all the information, okay? So let's see what this person's very next actions are towards you in the next couple of days or the next week or so. What are their very next actions toward you? All right, we see the Nine of Swords. So they're going through it. We get double Nine of Swords, going through a dark night of the soul, really stressing, losing sleep over this. And the Queen of Cups, because they want to offer you an apology, make a love offer, or because even for some of my Geminis, this person loves you. They might have a lot of regret and remorse about what's happened. For some of you, they don't even know what's happened. Like if there's somebody that's spreading lies about them or gossiping about them, you know, or has spilled some of their secrets, I feel like there's a lot of this ambiguity and this uncertainty here. What is real is this person has feelings for you. But again, it's just going to depend on what's happened here, what you find out, if it's a deal breaker or not. Okay, so let's see what, and I do think you're going to get the truth from this person. All right, maybe not in the next couple of days, but I do think you'll get the truth of this person and of this situation. But we do see karmic lessons coming through, and we see karmic relationship. So souls incarnate into this human experience to resolve past life experiences, work through any painful lessons, and turn them into an opportunity for growth. And I think that's exactly what my Geminis are doing, and I have to applaud you because I feel like you're taking like the best possible approach to this complicated or difficult situation. And we see teacher. You are involved in a situation that will help evolve you or someone else. Again, karmic lessons, absolutely. Lessons should be considered a gift during our human experience. So there's a lot to learn from this Gemini, all right? And sometimes that can be hard to see until you pull back, until you get more of a panoramic view of what's going on. And we see Dark Night of the Soul. I am not surprised. I don't think this is so much your energy, Gemini, as this person, because we get double Nine of Swords, which is my Dark Night of the Soul. But this may speak to my gems as well, that this is a powerful and uncomfortable evaluation of your life, your purpose, your relationships, and it begins the unveiling of the new you. All right, so powerful stuff here, Gemini. This is a really important connection where lessons are meant to be learned. And whether or not that leads to coming together or moving in opposite directions, there's no doubt that this is something that you're meant to metabolize, learn, and grow from. All right, so I'm going to leave it here, my Geminis. I hope these messages help. Sending you love and light. Take care.